I don't think 23andMe is interesting. Okay, here's the Q3 numbers for Astra. I had them doing 12.9 billion. They did 13.6, which is pretty crazy. Um, I'm long Bitcoin, SJ. I don't know what your problem is. Okay, so Tigrizo beat substantially. I guess one of the issues is that, the Chinese sales of Tigrizo and other products are pretty. Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, so I had 12.8 billion for Astra, or 12.9. They came in at 13.6 in revenue. It's a pretty massive beat, for my numbers at least. Tigrizo sales were very good, about 100 million better than I thought. Okay, we got somebody to ban. Let's see, Forxija a little bit better than I thought. Solaris has a problem with biosimilars coming very, very soon. So Solaris sales were weaker than expected, which is good as long as Ultomiris sales are better than expected because they're switching from one drug to the other. Imfinzi, actually a little lighter than expected. Tiny bit. Symbicort beat. The Symbicort dynamics are very weird. It's an older drug, actually. Lynparza beat a little bit. And HER2, actually weaker than I thought, just by 10 million, but interesting. Ultomiris, decent beat there. Calquence, decent beat. Berlinta, in line. Fazenra, great beat, actually. So I guess, yeah, I was a little skeptical that Fazenra could keep growing, but I obviously have to readjust my model there a little bit. Okay, Crestor, old product. Where are we? There we go. 304, decent little beat. Zoladex, little beat. Strensiq, small beat. Breztri, small beat. Nexium, weaker than expected. Remember, this drug is super old. The purple pill. If you guys don't remember Nexium and Prilosec. Celokin, small beat. Imjudo, launch drug. Worse than expected. I really hate CTLA-4 inhibitors, so I'm not surprised. The big surprise here is, oh, actually, Tespire came in line with my numbers. But Tespire is still growing pretty good. Let's see. TrueCap. TrueCap, huge beat for a launch drug. Very good. I want to say huge beat. Decent beat. Decent sized beat. Pulmicort, a little worse than expected. Other cardio in line. Lokelma in line. They think Lokelma is going to be big. I don't really think so. Roxadustat, small beat. Koselugo. These drug names are great, right? Koselugo in line. Safenlo, slightly worse than I thought, but basically in line. Other oncology in line. Kanuma. Kanuma in line. And Dexa. And Dexa in line. Beyfortus. Okay, this was the big beat. So Beyfortus. So this is $200 million beat. So this is the new RSV antibody. So this is the drug that basically Um, here it is, this line. Beyfortus. So this is the RSV drug that basically is going to replace Shkreli. But they also have a deal with Sanofi. So that means Sanofi had a good quarter. Now RSV is seasonal. So I just have to keep that in mind. Wainu is for TTR amyloidosis. Small beat there. So maybe that drug has a little bit more legs than I thought, but I didn't think it was too competitive. Air Supra, kind of the dumbest name for a new drug. Small beat there. Also may have better launch than I'm thinking. Air Supra is funny. It's albuterol and budesonide, which is a funny, I guess, good combination. Orpathus, kind of a dog. They'll probably stop reporting Orpathus. Flumist, decent quarter actually. Others, 0. Well, I put others here, 54. Synagis, a little worse than expected. Other respiratory, a little worse than expected. So this beat really came from a bunch of drugs, I guess. Tagrizo added 100. Yeah, it was a pretty broad beat. You know, there wasn't one specific thing that drove most of it. I mean, Beyfortus was a good gain there. But so revenue growth accelerated to 18%. Last quarter was 13. Quarter before 17, 7. And this isn't an M&A thing. Usually, like if you do a ton of M&A, you know, you can goose your numbers. But this is 19% constant currency revenue growth, which is kind of crazy for a pharma. Their pipeline's not that great. So how did they get there? With the China fraud thing, I think they did a really good job. They did a separate call on that, and they did a really good job explaining it. There's definitely something going on in China that's problematic. Yeah, the phase 3 press release for Cassava will be on their website. It'll be on the newswires. It tends to hit the newswire first, but sometimes it hits the website first. So you gotta look at both. Thank you, Michael. And thanks, Blake. Elliot builds $5 billion stake in Honeywell. Wow. Shut up, kitty. This cat needs to be quiet.